I'm gonna take these extra targets from the last time I went to the gun range, and I'm gonna make some targets at home. So we're gonna just cut this up. I should have about 4 or 3 that I could put around my home. Really just this room, I'm not gonna put it around my home. I can't always go to the range, but I can always practice at home. So that's what we're gonna do here. Feel me? My cutting skills is terrible. That's one thing I never learned as a kid is how to cut a straight line. Like, that is not, it's kind of, but it's not straight. 4 targets, 1, 2. All right, we got 4 targets. Got some tape. We really just gonna tape it on these walls right by us. Like, no cap. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll put 1 right here. Bang. 2, 3. And like I said, we're gonna do different heights, it don't matter. Those are still relatively the same height. I'm gonna do this one a little bit lower, just for the heck of it. Like, bing, like right there, 4. So we got the dry fire bullet in there, which is not a snap cap, it's got laser, right? So when I pull the trigger, a laser will snap real quick. It's not gonna hold, it's just gonna give me a quick flick of the laser, so I know that my aim was on point, right? You wanna take the masking tape again, and we're gonna cover, boom. We're gonna cover our sight, because when we dry fire training, we don't want to depend on the sight. We want to depend on our actual aim. So let me just give you an example of how it would work. If I aim here, I have to focus on the target as opposed to trying to get the focus here, right? So if I did this and my aim is correct, I should be able to see it without an issue. That's what I do know. So here we go. And I was high. You saw I was high? Like right here, bang, that's a good shot. A little bit lower. I don't know if you can see it. I'm really just shooting to see if you can see it on camera, right? But that's what we would do. Now, that was on point, where I didn't even think about it. I just got right on into shooting, and I said, boom, it's on point, right? I heard that if you take a piece of paper and you fold it, they say I should be able to put it right there, right here in front of my sight, to stop it from going fully into battery. I put the paper right there, so now it's not fully in battery. You could actually see, right? Let's just test it. And I do get the full trigger. I get the full trigger. You can hear it. I now get the full trigger without having to reset. If you got your aim right and you look at the target, it'll actually line up the laser still, even though it's blocked. Like, it'll still just show up in your, if you got your aim right, it'll still show up, even though you're looking at the target. So then you could actually just keep firing like this safely and get a real target. Now, you're not gonna get that benefit of the laser that I was just showing you, but you'll still get that full feel without having to rack the slide every time, because you're getting the full, and you could get a reset point on it, and you could feel a reset point on it. And I'm aiming properly. I can right now see that the green dot is on the middle of my target, but I'm not aiming at but my focus is on the target, like the target is in full focus, but still the green dot, I can see it as if it's through there. It actually blocks the middle of the target. Let's see, let's click it. And that was on target. So this might be, this is really what you need to do when you dry firing, right? Cover this, and you know that even if you aim and you got the correct aim, that green is gonna show up. Boop, you know what I'm saying? That green is gonna show up. I'm gonna, see if I can show it on camera. So you see the green dot still pops up. And now you're technically on aim, right? All right, so essentially I've given you now 2 options you can use at home. You could either put the laser bullet into the barrel, so you could always get that first aim off, right? You could always get that first. And like I said, the green will show up if you got your correct aiming. The green will actually show up without you having to look at that. The next thing is you take that small piece of paper. You want to take this here, right? You want to take the gun. You want to, boop, as it comes forward, put the piece of paper in there. Now, when you shoot, you can keep on pulling. Those are the 2 options you got. Every time you aim, if you look at the target first and you make your target your aim, the green dot will still appear when you're on aim. Instead of trying to aim through the green dot, aim at the target. And if you got proper aim, you'll see the green dot still, right? And if you just want that extra confirmation, take the paper out. You can aim it, shoot it on target. So this would be the perfect way to dry fire at home, and it's relatively cheap. I mean, if you don't buy the laser bullet, then a piece of paper is free. The targets essentially are free. You just buy the target. The target was what, $1 for the six different circles on one piece of paper at the range. And I ran out of time, and this was one of the last pieces of papers I had. I took it home. So essentially targets are free. So this is really a cost-effective way to start dry firing at home and get your practice up without having to spend extra money at the range. You wanna get a setup like this eventually at your house. Practice 5-10 minutes a day, and that's all you really need. You don't get the blowback feel, but you get a feel for the gun still, and a feel for acquiring your targets at, I mean, let's be honest. You go to some ranges, you can't even pull from your holster. So now let's say I don't got my holster on me, but let's say you got your holster on, right? Now you could literally practice. You know what I'm saying? And aiming at what you mean, you know what I mean? And you could practice that. You could practice a real life scenario, I could be like, oh, what is that? I could say, oh my God, I come through the door, I heard something. I came through the door, what's that? Oh, it's an enemy, bang, shoot it. And that was actually on target, that's crazy. I could literally, boom, boom, you hear it, right? You hear the clicks, I'm clicking, getting that speed off, right? I could do that. That's really what I wanted to show you guys, is a practical way to use dry fire. I know some people say snap caps. I think snap caps are great at the beginning for certain things, like if you're brand new and you don't want to use actual ammo, you might want to get comfortable with ammo. Snap caps are good for that. I also think snap caps are good for learning the mechanics of how your weapon works, how the trigger fires, you know what I mean? Because you could sit there, go slowly, and not worry about accidentally pulling the trigger and letting a round go off. I think that's how snap caps work. But in terms of dry fire training, I think what I just showed you might be one of the most effective ways to use your time at home. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's just my thoughts as a newbie in this community. I catch you when I catch you. Peace.